fine. You probably can come home and clean your whole house with no problem. By the time day 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 come, and probably 9, you feel like you've been hit with a Mack truck, to be honest with you. So you have to just kind of keep eating, keep drinking your water, and a lot of times you don't even feel like it, but guess what? You just got to keep doing it. Keep drinking your ginger tea for the nausea. You just have to keep moving. Just pray and keep moving. That's what I did. I prayed, I moved. I prayed, I moved. I just kept it going. I just did. I was tired, but I kept moving. I just kept moving. I didn't want to get unmobile. I wanted to move, and that's what I did. And then right before it's time for you to get your next treatment, guess what? You feel better. It's like you get a burst of energy. You're good. Day 10, day 11, and day 12, you're most likely going to be good. But guess what? It's time to do it all over again. And that's what I went through for treatments 1 through 4 on the HC. Treatment 5 through 16, as I was saying, every week. Girl, you heard me. I said every week. I was pissed because now I'm going from every 2 weeks. I'm thinking that the treatment cycle would continue to every 2 weeks. But when I got to this stage in the process, I was told every week. So treatments 5 through 16 were being administered every week. I just had to roll with the punches. A lot of upset days, a lot of crying moments. But guess what? I had to suck it up and keep moving. You have to be tough. Treatments 5 through 16 were every week, as I said. The medications that I was being treated with was Taxol and Carbo. The Taxol was every week. The Carbo was every third treatment of that. So treatments 5 and 6 was Taxol only. Treatment 7 was Taxol and Carbo. Treatment 8 and 9 was Taxol only. Treatment 10 was Taxol and Carbo. So that's how it went. I also was given something for nausea, just like before. And this time, I don't think I got a steroid. It may have been one in there, I'm not sure. But I know that they gave me Benadryl. Because guess what? I was high. I would sit there in that chair. It was kind of funny because it kind of put you in a happier mood. I would just be sitting there working, typing away. And I can tell when they administer that Benadryl because my eyes start crossing up. It's like I was high. The Benadryl was making me high. And at first, the first treatment 5, I thought something was wrong with me. So once they administered that Benadryl and I started feeling funny and weird, I called my nurse over there. I'm like, I kind of feel loopy and just high. She said, "Oh, that's the Benadryl." She said we're administering Benadryl, and I didn't know that they were giving me Benadryl in this cycle. Um, they normally and they probably did tell me because they normally tell you when they bring the medicine over to you, you have to verify your name and your date of birth. So everything they hang on that pole to give to you through that port, they ask you when they bring it over, because they got a little pharmacy right behind the counter, they ask you what's your name and date of birth, and it have to match what's on the medicine bag or whatever. And so they probably did tell me they was giving me Benadryl, but I'm not thinking it's gonna make me high. But it was cool. It was cool. I got used to it real quick, and I would get that as well. And then, of course, I would keep getting the medical grade water. They push that in you. It's funny because they give you the Benadryl, and by now they done pumped all that medical grade water in it. So guess what? I was constantly going to the bathroom even through cycle 1 through 4. Um, um, and it continued 5 through 16. But the crazy part was when I would get the Benadryl, I would have to be like, do I really want to try to stand up and walk with this pole to the bathroom? And I'm high. I feel high. I'm like, dang, I didn't know Benadryl, but I guess it's a difference when you're getting Benadryl if you buy it over the counter and you take it versus something that's going straight into your, it's going straight in through the port. It's straight in, so I guess it's a little more potent, I might say, and the one that if you was to take it like with a spoon or whatever. So I would struggle with that. I struggle with that from treatment 5 through 16. I'm like, oh, I got to wait till I come down before I can get up and go to the bathroom because I'm scared I might fall. And the nurses will help you, but I just want to do everything by myself. That's just me. Uh, so I would just have to wait. I would be sitting there shaking, just holding it, shaking, shaking, shaking. Like, oh, please come down. And it didn't take me long to come down. You felt that way probably for about 15 to 20 minutes. You felt like you were loopy, and then you came right back down to where you were. And so then I would have to wait until I did that to get up and go to the bathroom. And of course, then by the time you get up to go, so much of that water then flew through you. You got to go. So you trying to drag the pole, a hot mess. But you get there, and then it's crazy. You get around there, and somebody else is already in the bathroom. Then you walk to the other side. Somebody's in there too, all while dragging the pole right beside you, with all the medications hanging. Yeah, I got the Taxol and the Carbo. Now the Carbo, let me tell y'all about the Carbo. They call it red, red something, and let me tell y'all why. She said, the nurse, um, she said the Carbo, um, don't be alarmed. She said when you go to the bathroom to pee, your pee is gonna be red. She said if you was to sit here and start crying, your tears will be red. It's just something that's in that carbo. Any liquid or anything that flows out of you, guess what? It's red. So if I was to sit there after they administered that carbo and started crying, my tears would be red. I think it's the dye or something that's in the medication, but it turns stuff red. And it don't last long. Once you get it, it lasts a couple of hours. After that, you're good. Everything goes back to normal. That's what will happen when I get the carbo every third treatment. Though I was really mad because I was going there every week now, um, and there were times between that 5 and 16 round, um, this second round of chemo, there were times that I went and I couldn't get it because guess what? My white blood cell counts were too low. My neutrophils were too low. Everything was too low. Red blood cell count too low. If your red blood cell counts are a little low, they'll still administer the chemo. It's the white blood cell count and the neutrophils that they're looking at. They want those to be at a certain level for them to be able to safely administer the chemotherapy. So through between the 5 and 16 every week treatments, I probably had that issue, and yeah, maybe 3 or 4 times. It may have been 5. There was a couple of times I had that issue and I had to wait. Um, and to be honest with you, a lot of times it was it actually happened in my favor. One time I can recall, it was my birthday was coming up in August. Um, I went got my levels checked, and it was time for a treatment. I couldn't get it because my levels were too low, and it was my birthday. My birthday was coming up, so that kind of worked in my favor because that's when my family took me out of town. We went to Savannah. We got an Airbnb, and we had a ball. It was good that I didn't get the chemo because I wasn't tired. I wasn't feeling sick. So um, it worked in my favor. I can say that for a few times that it actually worked in my favor. That's why I say let your body tell you, let your body be your guide, and just go with it. I know you want to get those treatments and you want to get them and you want to take them and run with it and get to the finish line as quick as you can. I did too. But you also must know that your body will tell you and you have to listen to that. So that's what you have to do. Now, cycle 5 through 16, to be honest with you, I kind of, to me, this cycle was a little better than the first cycle. With this cycle, I wasn't as sick, even though I was getting it every week. It's not as sick. I don't know why. Um, I was tired, but not as tired as the first cycle. The hot flashes were still there. They were still popping and still moving through my body. And I felt like, oh, when this hot flash hit, I'm going to fall on the floor and somebody need to come pour some water on me and put a fan on me. Um, I got some new symptoms that started in this second round of chemo that I didn't have the first round. One of them was body burn. They told me about that, so I was kind of, I didn't want it, but I kind of knew that if I got it, what it was. I also developed heartburn, acid reflux, really bad. I've never had that before, never had an issue with it. I got it. And then I also developed, what really scared me was I got sinus tachycardia. What that is when your heart is beating faster than it's supposed to beat. And that scared the bejeebies out of me. Um, because I would lay down and I can, if you lay down, you can feel your heart beating. It's like it's about to jump out your chest. Like, what the hell is wrong? Um, and one day I went to the doctor. I was going to get my levels checked because I was I was off on my chemo. And they wanted me to come in just to check my levels to see if it's okay if I come in the next day to get my treatment. And when I got there, of course, they took my blood pressure and my pulse, my temperature. They took everything, and she was like, "Your heart is beating fast. Do you feel it?" And I told her, "Yeah, I felt it." I said, I don't know if I feel anxious or what, but I can feel it." And so they gave me some Xanax. She gave me those. Prescription get filled. She gave me the prescription. She called it in, and I went and got it, but I didn't take it. They're still in the cabinet. And they also made me go see a heart doctor. So now I'm seeing a heart doctor. And they scheduled that while I was there that day. And it was an emergency appointment. They wanted me to go right in because they wanted to try to figure out why my heart is beating so fast. And before I started round 2 chemo treatments, which is 5 through 16, they sent me for another heart test to check my heart to make sure my heart was strong enough to go through this phase of the chemotherapy. And my heart was strong. It came back that it was good. Now they want to know why my heart is beating so fast. And it wasn't beating, that it wasn't beating terribly fast, but it was beating faster than what it normally beat. My heart rate was higher than it normally would be when I would come there every week. And so they wanted to know why. So I went to see the cardiologist. Everything was nice. He did an EKG on me. Everything came back good. And this is what he said. He said I had sinus tachycardia, which just means that my heart was beating faster. He didn't put me on anything. He drew some blood to test my thyroid. I think he was testing my thyroid. That came back good. So then this is right around the time I was getting ready to go. We was going to Memphis to see my stepdaughter. I had to wear a heart monitor. And that's just where they put, the heart monitor was here on this side. And it was just a little box um, that monitored your heart, monitoring the rhythm of your heart and how things are going. And so I was supposed to wear that for 48 hours. And then once the 48 hours was up, then you take it off. They give you a little bag to put it in. You drop it in the bag, and then um, you take it back to the doctor's office, and then they take the information out of the box and run tests or look at it to see what the heart monitor told them that was going on with me, and it was nothing abnormal. They told me I need to drink a lot more water to help it. That's what I started to do. Eventually, it went away, so I didn't have any more problems with it. So those were some of the things that were new. The body burn. Let me tell y'all what that is. Um, I would just be sitting there, and constantly it felt like my certain parts of my body, my back mainly, sometimes my arms, it just feel like your body is burning. Not to the point where you're like, it's burning, but you would just get this hot sensation going through your body, and it'll stay there. It'll stay there. It's not painful, but it feels like body burn. It feels like your body is burning. Not to the point where you're like, some people might be this, not comfortable with it. But I just learned to deal with it. I knew it may come. I knew it was a chance it might come. They told me about it. And when it happened, I already knew what it was. So I just dealt with it like I dealt with everything else. You just deal with it. And they have medications they can give you for all of this stuff. But I'm not trying to be on all that. And I wasn't going to be on all that. Because I feel like you already on chemo. You already got all this stuff going through you. You don't need nothing else to help it. And for everything that you take, there's a side effect. So I just choose not to do that. To each his own. No. That's just me. And that's how I did it. The tiredness, you just need to rest. That's what's going to help the tiredness and the weakness. And you need to eat to get your neutrophils back up and to get your white blood cell counts back up. This is what you just have to do. For the hair loss, you can wear wigs if you want to. You can wear hats. I know when I was in the house, even when I was in the house, I had a hat on because your head is bald and it's cold. So I would keep my hat on. I had a black hat, a gray hat. Well, these were all my husband's hats, but I started wearing them because my head was always cold. When I went out to work, to the office, I would put on a wig. Um, but when it started getting warm, I think by the time I finished chemo in December, because I knew if it was summer, I'll probably die in the hat and then die again under the wig. So the hot flashes will kill you once again if you're sitting up when it's 90 degrees outside and you got a hat on or you got a wig on. Yeah, you're gonna fall out somewhere. So I'm kind of happy I didn't have to go through it during the hotter months, the summer months, and I went through it when I did. Everything was on time with it for me. Y'all will never guess, my last chemo treatment, it was pushed out a whole 2 weeks because them neutrophils and them white blood cell counts did not want to come up. They were dragging and lagging and taking their time. Neither one of them wanted to get to the finish line. And you talking about somebody was pissed. But I calmed that down and I realized, here we go again. Don't do it. Don't do it, Cletus. Don't do it. Just let your body take you through it. Your body knows when and how and what. Just let your body guide you. And that's what I had to do. It got pushed out 2 whole weeks. I remember being in there, I think I started crying when I got in that chemo room and I was ready to get that last treatment. You know how you are happy and you are ready. It's like, oh Lord, thank you. I done made it through. This the last one. Oh, me and the girl who hooked me up with the port, who started it and drew the blood when you first got there. Me and her, she was cheering me on. It's your last one. Oh my God, I'm so happy. Oh, this, that, and the other. And I get back there. She drew the blood and took me to the chemo room. I get back there to the chemo room. I pulled my laptop out. I'm getting ready to work. And the nurse then came over. She said, I'm going to be your nurse today. We've sent your strips to the pharmacy, which is right there. And they're getting it ready. I'll be right with you. Do you need a blanket? Do you need a pillow? You need some juice? You want some snacks? I'm like, no, I'm good. I'm good. I didn't pull my computer out and I'm just getting ready to log in, and I'm getting there, and right out of my peripheral I see the nurse coming, and she said, your white blood cell counts and your neutrophils are too low. You can't administer chemo today. Y'all, I think I started crying right there. I was like, what? If I had that medication, I probably would have stuck it myself and got myself going, because I was ready to be done. I'm like, I'm done. I'm done with this. I'm done. I done made it through. I was proud of myself and I was ready for it to be over with. I was ready. I sat there for a minute. She was like, well, I'm going to, let me get some medicine to flush you, because you already got the thing ready, and they didn't already put the needle in. And what they do is, once the needle is in and you go back to the chemo room, they take the medicine drip from the pole, whatever they're giving you, and they attach it to the needle that they put into the port, and that's how the medicine flow feeds to you through there. And they already get that ready, because they're expecting that you're going to get your treatment. And they do that, and then they have to draw the blood to test your levels. And they take you to the chemo room to get you ready for that, while they wait on your levels to come back. While they wait on your blood levels to be tested. And so she was just like, we're going to have to unhook you. So they have to flush it out and then clean it and let me be on my way. I know I sat there and I was in tears. I got in the car and I called my husband. I'm like, he was like, because he know when he get those calls and I'm supposed to be getting my treatment, if he get a call, he knows something's wrong. I'm like, he like, what's wrong? I'm like, can you believe they can't give me my treatment because my levels are too low. And he mad. He just as mad as I am. You would think he was the one that was getting the chemo. But, eventually we learned that, you just have to let your body do the guiding. And that's what you have to do. But it was my last one, and I was anxious to get it, and I was ready to be done. I was ready, because this 5 through 16, first of all, that was way off from what I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be 1 through 4, and then 5 through 9 maybe, at a 2-week pace every other week. But when they sprung this 5 through 16 on me every week, girl, please. I was over it. But I know I had to do what I had to do. All right, y'all. I think I and if for some reason you want to look up this is just my paperwork, y'all. Sorry. If you want to look up these drugs that I just told you they were giving me, the new Lasta on Pro, that's the one that's supposed to help bring your white blood cells up. It is spelled Neulasta, Neulasta, on Pro, ONPRO. The Taxol, which was in rounds 5 through 16. The Taxol is Taxol. The generic name for it is actually Taxol, Pacti. I'm sorry, Paclitaxel, and that's the generic name for Taxol. Carbo, which is carboplatin, platin. That's the one that will have you crying red and peeing red. It's spelled Carboplatin. The trade name for it is Paraplatin, which is Paraplatin. In the AC, when I was on rounds 1 through 4, there was the AC, the adromycin, and the cytoxin, adromycin, or doxorubicin, which is the trade name is adromycin. Doxorubicin is spelled Doxorubicin, and the trade name is adromycin, which is Adriamycin. Then cytoxin, which is the C of the AC, is cytoxin, and the generic name is cyclophosphamide. Cytoxin is Cytoxan, and then the generic name for it is spelled Cyclophosphamide. I think that's it. I just wanted to kind of go over what I was taking and how my chemo rounds went. Feel free to ask me any questions. I'll do my best to answer those questions. Yeah. So with this video, I did combine video 3 and 4 together because it only made sense to me if I was going to talk to y'all about my chemo rounds. It only makes sense to go ahead and talk about what symptoms and what things I went through while I was on those chemo rounds, what my body was going through, and some of the things that helped me to feel better while I was doing that. And another thing I didn't mention is from the tiredness and the weakness. Ladies, I know we're like this, like we got it, we're good, we got it. But let your body lead you. Don't take on more than you can bear. Don't overdo it. Before all of this happened to me, I was a cooker. I love to cook, love to cook, love to cook. And every now and then now I still do. But when I was going through all of this, I didn't. Sometimes I felt like I'm good, I can cook. But guess what? I didn't. I didn't do anything that I didn't have to do. I got up and went to work, working from home or in the office. I did that. And to me, that was enough. That was more than enough. And I did that because I'm not the type, I don't want to be sitting around here not doing nothing. I could have been, I know a lot of people that go through this process and they stop working. They go on leave and they're on leave for a year until the whole process is done. I don't want to be sitting around here not doing nothing, because to me that just leaves your mind just to be on what you're going through all the time, and I don't want to do that. I want to keep it moving. That's what I want to do. And to me, the best way to do that is to stay busy. Do things you love to do. Do things you like to do. I love to cook, but I knew my limits. I did it when I really, 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 really felt like it. Otherwise, I let my husband handle that. And if you don't have a husband, let a friend handle that. Let your kids handle that. Let your mom handle that. Or anybody that's around you. Don't turn down no help. Let them help you. Thank God my husband was here. He was cooking. He was cleaning. He was washing clothes. He was doing it all. I mean, he was doing most of that anyway before, because that's just who he is. We have split chores. He always does the laundry. Ever since we've been married or been together, he's always done laundry. So that's what he do. And I would do the cleaning. So every week he would do the laundry and I would do the cleaning. And that's just how we worked it. And that's how we've worked it for 14 years now. But once this happened, he had to step up a little more. So he would do the cooking, he would do the washing and drying and folding of the clothes, and he would do the cleaning. And I'm glad that I had him here to be able to do that stuff. So when people are trying to help you, you have to let them. I know we good, we got it, we like this, because that's us and that's who we are. But learn to take help when it's offered to you. And just pray. Pray, keep yourself held up in prayer. It's going to be a lot of times you're going to be binding those spirits up, because all kind of thoughts are going to come into your head. I find even now, I find myself binding up Satan, binding him up, because he's quick to put thoughts into your head. He is quick with it. He's quick with it. And you have to bind him up, okay? You do. Because if you don't, you'll be thinking, I'm about to die. Something finna happen. You have to bind that spirit up and keep it moving. So you talk to God. You talk to him. You talk to him as if you was talking to me or talking to whoever else. You talk to him. And that's what's going to get you through. God, your family, your kids, your spouse, your parents, your loved ones. That's who's going to get you through. And you let them help you. You let them help you. Yeah, you can do it. You can do it. You can do it. But why do it if you don't have to? Let them help you. Let them help you. And if you ever know somebody that's going through chemo, the best thing you can give somebody that's going through chemo, go over and clean their house for them if they don't have someone there to do that for them. Cook them a week's worth of meals that they can freeze or put in the refrigerator and just go grab. Go to the grocery store for them and pick up things, because they don't feel like it. We don't feel like it. We're tired. We're weak. It's a abundance of ways that you can help someone who's going through what they're going through. Help them in a way that you would want someone to help you. That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do. You guys for taking the time to watch this video. Let me know if you have any questions. Please comment. And I always forget to say it because I'm just putting this video out here, all these videos. But Go ahead and subscribe, hit the like. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button, the like button, and the notification. Girls, subscribe. But it'll just be about stuff that I've been through, or stuff people have said to me. So it's stuff like that. Um, I'm gonna do a radiation video, um, and I did get a chance to ring the bell, so that clip will be in that video. I do want to go through my hair growth to show you guys where I was and where I am now. As you can see, it's the texture has come back, and it's definitely not what I had before. It's a little curly here. I'm loving it. Not sure how long it's gonna stay, but I want to do a video about the hair growth, and a couple of more. All right, guys, I appreciate you being here with me, and I thank you for taking the time to watch this video. And answer any questions for you, just leave them down below in the comment section, and I'll do my best to answer those. Otherwise, love, peace, and blessings. Bye, y'all.